Hi, everyone. Welcome to our third session of Power in Her Words, which is our LinkedIn Live series. And today we have Mubeen Afzal with us. Thank you, Mubeen, for taking the time to speak with us and for being here,
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
of course. So I'll get right into it. You grew up in Chichawatni, right? And when it came time to go to university, you wanted to study computer science in Lahore. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how that conversation with your parents went and then what path you took that eventually led you to where you are today?
Yeah. So I think it's more like deciding what you want to do. Actually, after doing the FSC in medical, so I have done an FSC in medical, and then after that, I decided like, okay, I cannot do medical anymore. I have to change my field, and I have to choose computer sciences. And when it comes to the computer sciences, there were in my city in Chichawatni, there were no 4 year programs. So there were only BSc, and the computer science scope was not there at that time, and people were not aware of that. And majorly, it was considered a male, you can say, male dominant department. So when I decided, I said, okay, I need to go to Lahore. I need to take admission there. And in my family, there was nobody at that time that was studying in Lahore and that can help me or guide me. I find two universities, and then I decided to take admission. But it was back in 2015. So they were like, my parents were like, no, it is not possible for us to like take you to Lahore, and then the admission process and everything. Your mother has to go with you. You cannot do it all alone. And you are again your daughter, so you cannot do it. And somehow I was like admitted to a university, and then I studied there for like 1 week only, and then my parents said, no, we cannot do it anymore. You have to come back and find options nearby if you want to study. Like all your college fellows are studying like BSc in botany, zoology, anything in like subjects related to your field. So you should also be like studying here. And then I said like, no, hey, if you want me to study this, I better not. So yeah, that was it. So that was the entire thing related to the Lahore and everything. So that was a failure at that time, but the alternative was good. So I think I convinced my parents, and my parents were enough supportive to like understand. Okay, if Lahore is not possible, then we should respect her decision too.
Okay, and do you want to share that decision and how do you come about that decision? Like, what was the process?
Yeah. So the computer science was actually the thing that I was sure, like, okay, this has been decided. Now I cannot like take a step back from this decision. Now I have to come up with the alternative solution. So virtual university was one of the solutions also. But at my hometown, at my home actually, so at that time there was no stable internet connections. Even PTCL was not available at that time in my village. So the people were relying only on the SIM cards internets, and that was not also very smoothly working. So the virtual university was like completely relying on the internet if you want to take the admission in virtual university. And then so I like started looking around the options. Okay, so if Lahore is not possible, what else could be? So I thought, okay, Multan could be an option. Maybe they'll allow me to go to Multan. Then I received an SMS actually. So the credit goes to the marketing team entirely. I received an SMS like the new university campus is open in Saiwal, and they are like taking in students. And I thought like I have to check what is it and what it is. So I asked my parents, okay, the Saiwal is nearby. It's like 1 hour drive. So can we go there and check it out, like what kind of university it is, and can I take admission there or not? So we went there, me, my mother, and then my mamu. We went there and we checked it out. But yeah, I am glad that I took that decision. I took the admission in that university at that time. It was like the second batch. So the fall batch and then the spring batch. So I took the admission in the second batch, and then it was nearby. So I lived like 1 year at my mamu's place. So my mamu was dropping me to the bus stop. I was going to the university, and then he was picking me from the bus stop again. And then I lived at my aunt's place. It was also nearby. So So it was like, you can say, like 40 minutes away from Sahiwal. So I lived there. And then after 2 years, my parents were like enough confident. Okay, now if you want to like stay in a hostel, you can stay. I have a big, you can say, little regret about not going to Lahore, because there were a lot more opportunities being there when I was there. Even I could have gotten an internship maybe in the half year of my university or something like that. But there were no software houses at Sahiwal at that time. So there was no concept of girls being to the software houses or boys. It was a boys department. Even in my class, there were only like three girls. So my parents, so it's the same thing. Like in our society, in our culture, for girls, basic specifically from the area where I have come from. So teaching is the only thing that is left for the girls. So either you go to the to be a government teacher, that's a very golden thing that you have like gotten access to, or you be a private teacher. So that is the only thing that came to my mind. But I was like, no, I have not learned coding to be a teacher or anything, and I have to do the practical things that I have learned. So I have to build something
You're now
actually.
the co-founder for Sniff AI. Talk to us about what that is. How did you come about the idea of having your own startup, and what are the challenges that you're facing, or what value are you hoping to bring in a very increasingly competitive AI market?
Yeah. So I think all of our like developers, we can say the web developers or any developers in that one, software engineers, they are into the freelancing work from anywhere. Like they are doing their full time jobs and then they are doing the freelance projects. So it was same for me like that. So I was like working on two different freelance projects and helping out different clients and everything. So the client management was a big part into that. And then me and my co-founder, we were working on different freelancing projects, and then we were cracking clients from Telegram. So our entire blockchain market is on Telegram. So we were getting the clients, and then we were reaching out to them, and then we were working on freelance projects. And then we thought like, we are developers and we are like scrolling messages and we are checking these messages daily basis, and we are not like doing something for ourselves. So we should write a code to crack all the clients from here that will capture only the clients, not only the messages. So the scrolling part will be cut. So it will be a time efficiency for us. So we wrote a code and we started getting the messages that were only relevant to us, and it was working well. And then my co-founder thought, okay, so if this is a solution, why not show it to the other persons on the internet also? So we said, okay. So we actually write a LinkedIn post and we like conveyed it to the people like, okay, we have this solution, but it's not commercialized yet. But if anybody like is interested, any one of you is interested, drop us your emails and we will give you the data that is not relevant to us. So the data was like the marketing jobs, SEO jobs, graphic designing jobs. So that data was not relevant to us. We were not catering those clients. We were working only in the blockchain. So we got 100 emails on that post, and people were like, okay, give us the access, give us the data, give us those clients. And then we thought, this is getting serious now. So we should be doing something about that. And then we built a very basic MVP, and then we gave it the access to the people, and the people actually started loving it. And they said, okay, we need more. And then with the Telegram, we started integrating other platforms like Reddit, LinkedIn, Telegram, Twitter, all these. So yeah, it is working pretty well now. We are also like backed by two VCs, and people are loving our idea. So yeah, it is going pretty well.
That's amazing. And one question that I have is, you've been coding for a long time and now you have your own startup as well. How are you managing the burnout, and how are you balancing your life and work? Like, you have all these great ideas and you're putting in the work, but then how are you managing the flip side of it?
So I think the balance that it brings. So everybody is looking for a remote job or freelancing. Why? Because according to them, 9 to 5 is not giving them enough work-life balance or the freedom to live their life the way they have wanted. So it started from that. So the startup was the idea where I do not have any boss. I have to work on my things and I can work on this. So as you said, the coding part. So I was initially, I have done the entire code, and my co-founder, we both did all the coding and we launched it. And then now we are also doing the coding, but we are like taking all the calls and the management things and everything that is also with that. But the work life balance is like we, for some days we are working like at 1 a.m. throughout the day, and then 1 a.m. and the next day we are like, okay, we are not today doing anything. We will be like going traveling, and we will be like roaming around, and then we'll be working from this place or this place. So this is the freedom that comes with it. So yeah, the initial days are bit tough because you have to be continuously working, but the freedom that comes with it, that covers the cost.
Yeah, that's very nice that you have that space to say if you're working long hours one day, then you have the space to live your life a little bit the next day as well. So that's great. Having come from a smaller town where you faced so many obstacles, do you have any advice for girls who are going through the same thing right now and are just looking to break out of those societal norms and pressures and challenge those stereotypes? Any advice for them?
Yeah. So I think the things are pretty changed now. The time where I was there, there was no culture of remote working before COVID hit. So people were like, they have to be in the office and they have to work. And with the many drawbacks of COVID, this was a positive point. Like the work from home culture invented, and people like thought, okay, we don't need to come to the office, or we don't need to own even office. Our employees can work from home and they can do the things. So I think the only thing that I would give is keep trying, and keep, if one solution is not working, another will. So you don't have to give up on your dreams or on your way or path. The only thing that you need to keep in mind is, if this thing is not working, you have to come up with another idea so that will work, or you have to come up with the alternative approach that will work. So if you cannot like go out of your home, now there are enough opportunities that you can work from home, work online, or do things that you cannot do from uh, before this time. So yeah, that's the entire thing. Or if you are relying, I actually got few questions from the girls from my area when when like people are saying we don't have enough privilege things, and we are not enough privileged to do the stuff and everything. But I think if these are the excuses that are putting you in a smaller shell, so you have to like, don't think about the privileged part or anything. You have to focus more on your goals, and you have to do like, if I want to do it, if this is not the way, there must be another way. So yeah.
Yeah, that's great advice. And you're a prime example of that, right? You put your mind to something and you put in the work, and even when there were obstacles, you were able to like pivot and find a new path. And lastly, what's next for you? You have this great thing going on with Sniff AI. Are you planning to scale it up? Do you have other ideas in mind? What is next for Mubeen?
So currently I'm fully focused on Sniff AI. So we have like, this is just a baby for us. So we will grow it and we will mature it. And once it's matured, then we'll move on to maybe any other idea or any other thing.
That's awesome. And we wish you all the luck for your current baby as well as any future ideas that you work on. And thank you
Thank
again for
you.
your time. I had a great time speaking with you, and I'm sure girls who listen to
Yeah.
you, they'll be very inspired by your story.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
and have a
you.
nice day. Bye.